Okay, getting ready to start your final web page project. We need to start with an ActionScript 2.0. And the very first thing that you're going to do is to create your intro scene. So under Window, Other Panels, Scene, let's make sure that we name this Intro so that we know what we're doing. Now, if you want to, you can go ahead and create all the scenes right now. So, for example, you're going to need a choices scene. You're going to need a Photoshop scene. You're going to need a Flash scene. And you're going to need an About Me scene. Now, we're going to have to add some stuff in a little bit, but this is a good foundation to start with. Okay, if we look at this little flowchart that we drew, it tells us which scenes need to connect to which. So we start with the intro scene. The intro scene needs to have a button, and I tried to color code it so you could figure out what goes with what. The intro scene has to have a button to go to choices. See how they're both red? They go together. Choices scene has to have a button that goes to Photoshop. See how the button is green? It goes to Photoshop. And it goes to Flash. See how the button is green? It goes to Flash. And then Me. See how the button's orange? It goes to Me. Okay, so this is how we should have them all set up. Now, each Photoshop scene or Flash scene or Me scene should have a button that goes back to choices. So when we're done looking at all the Photoshop stuff, we can go back to choices. When we're done looking at all the Flash stuff, we can go back to choices. When we're done looking at all the Me stuff, we can go back to choices. Okay, let's go back to Flash. Okay, so you'll notice that in my intro scene, I already put in my text that says Final Web Page Project, DIM, which is the class, 2011-2012, which is the year, and my name. So now what we need to do is create a button to get to the choices scene. So I will create a new layer called button, and this button, just to coincide with our flowchart that we're looking at, I'm going to make it red just so we are consistent. So back in Flash, I'm going to create a red circle so that you can stay with me. There's your red circle. Now we need to double click it and convert it to a symbol, and we're going to name it B Choices, because this B button is going to take us to the choices scene. After we name it B Choices, we need to right click and under Global Functions, Timeline Control, go to and change it to choices. Okay, you'll notice that I am now in my choices scene, and I went ahead and typed in About Me, Flash, and Photoshop into the buttons layer so that we can turn them each into buttons. The About Me, we'll right click, convert to symbol, name it B_me, make sure it's a button. The Flash, we'll right click, convert to symbol, B_flash. Make sure it's a button. Photoshop, we'll convert to symbol, B Photoshop. Make sure that it's a button. Now, since we have converted all three of them to buttons already, all we have to do is program them. So right click, go to Actions, and make sure that it says B Photoshop. Go to Photoshop. Click on Flash, go to Flash. Click on About Me, go to Me. So all three of your buttons are already programmed.